most critical thing was for me is definitely the marketing and learning how to sell.
Yeah.
Because without clients, you have no business.
Yeah.
Without closing deals, you don't have a business either. So those were the two main skills that I learned in the beginning.
Welcome to the Limitless CEO Podcast, hosted by Jonathan Rodriguez. And today we have Chris Medina, virtual hearing. Can you please introduce yourself?
Oh, yes. Yeah. Hey, guys. My name's Christopher Medina. Brother, I appreciate you bringing me on the show.
100%.
You know, we're both entrepreneurs. We're business owners. Yep. Right now, I'm currently running 3 businesses. So right now, my main bread and butter is the Virtue Hearing Aid Center. So I have 2 offices here in Los Angeles. So I'm a hearing aid specialist. So I help hearing impaired patients make that connection with their family. Because imagine, without your hearing, what would you be?
Nothing.
It's your hearing is priceless.
Yeah.
You would pay anything to get your hearing back. So that's just a little bit of what I do there. My second business, I do house flipping. So I do flipping in the Phoenix, Arizona market.
Yeah.
It's a pretty good market. Right now, I just finished 2 properties, listed them this month. So we're getting the flow of that. You know, I got a couple investors that, you know, they want to join and stuff. And you're welcome to join too. So I don't know, you do painting, right?
Yeah, we do interior, exterior painting, commercial, residential, high rises.
Do you do any flips?
Some I've done a few flips, but we mainly do like long-term passive.
Perfect.
But yeah, it's it'll be nice to learn how to do that.
Awesome. Yeah, and I'll teach you. So, and the third one that I'm launching 2024, we've already started doing.
Yeah.
It's called Making Feria Inc. So that's going to be my social media marketing company, personal branding, business coaching, masterminds.
Wow.
All that good stuff.
You're all over the place.
Yeah. The thing is, you got to do whatever drives you, right? Whatever excites you.
Yep.
And just, you know, I mean, I'm not super big right now, but you know, I want to help other people, and that is just what fulfills me, right?
Yeah.
I like helping people. I like to show them how to make money, how to open up their business, and that's what we're launching this year. And we're gonna go hard, as you've already been on my podcast.
Yeah.
The first guest,
yep.
And yeah, man, we already got four podcasts coming in the flow, and we're going hard.
Wow, I'm excited for you. But tell me a little bit about how you got started. Who's Chris Medina? How you got where you're at now? How was your journey growing up?
Definitely. So both of my parents were immigrants. So they both came. My dad's from Chihuahua, Chihuahua Camargo, actually.
I remember we used to drive to Mexico, and it was like a 38-hour drive all the way to León, Guanajuato. My dad didn't sleep. He used to go all the way over there. We used to go to Chihuahua.
Yeah.
And stop right there. It's like near El Paso, Texas.
Mm-hmm.
And we used to eat some badass tacos right there in Barbacoa. It was so good.
Oh, yeah. Food's always good along the route. So, yeah, I've actually done a few trips when I was a kid with my grandma. We used to take the Greyhound from LA all the way to Chihuahua, which was over 24 hours. But, yeah, anyways, my mom's from Jalisco.
Wow.
From Jalisco.
Oh, that's my dad from Jalisco as well.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Awesome. So she's from Autlan de Nevado.
Okay.
And I think it used to be called Autlan de la Grana.
Okay.
But, yeah, so they're both from Mexico. You know, they came very young. My mom, she came when she was like 5. So she kind of grew up here. My dad, he came here when he was like 18.
Yeah.
So, you know, they started from the bottom. They worked hard, had hardworking parents. But we were still poor. Like, I wanted something and I couldn't get it. You know, like I wanted a toy or I wanted this game. And growing up, you know, I've always wanted nice things and my parents couldn't afford it. So, you know.
Were you born here or you were born in Mexico?
I was born in LA.
In LA,
yeah.
Okay.
Just my parents were
in
born
East LA?
in Mexico. I was born in Echo Park.
Oh,
no,
nice.
No, sorry. I was born in Beverly Hills, and actually at Cedar Sinai. My mom's like, "But I'm gonna go to the fancy hospital because get special treatment over there." So
Beverly Hills.
So I was born in Beverly Hills. It's just meant to be, man. But
that's crazy.
Yeah. So, but I grew up in Echo Park.
Yeah.
Like we were in Echo Park.
So that's why you have that Beverly Hills look, right?
Yeah. I always like to, you know, dress, you know, accordingly and dress nice, you know, because, you know, it's just better. People treat you better, and you just look nice overall, right? But
I agree 100%. Yeah,
you always gotta look sharp. So yeah, I grew up in Echo Park. went to school there, went to, finished actually went to Logan Elementary, that's in Echo Park.
Yeah.
Then I went to junior high in John Marshall High School right there on Sunset. And then high school came, and I was just like, you know what? High school is just not for me. School was just not for me in general. I always felt like I was in prison.
Yeah.
Like, oh, man, I just always wanted to escape. I was that kid in kindergarten that you had to hold down when my parent had to leave. I was like, I gotta leave. That was me.
Yeah.
So high school, I was like, you know what? I'm done with this. I'm gonna drop out. I'm done. I'm doing my own journey because I actually started selling Gatorades in high school. That's how I believe I started my entrepreneurial journey.
Bro, we're so alike. I was selling candy in high school and middle school as well, and I didn't like high school either. I'm a dropout. I dropped out when I was in ninth grade.
Ninth grade.
Yeah,
me too. Well, I finished ninth grade because my teachers were actually cool.
Yeah.
It was the iPod era.
Yeah.
So
that's funny. I was just talking with my assistant yesterday about the iPod era. I bought one that was like in 2008 or something.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, somewhere there. So they would let me put my headphones on and go to sleep. And I would still do my work and I would get good grades. But at class, like, I just didn't want to, I don't know, participate, I guess. But 10th grade came along and I was like, you know what? I'm done with this. Like, I'm done following this school system, waking up, going to school Monday through Friday. Like, it didn't make no sense to me. There's no sense. Not that I don't like education, but the school system was just not for me.
Yeah.
So I dropped out. Then I got my GED.
What grade did you drop out?
10th grade.
10th grade. Okay.
So I was like, 16? And then I was like, you know what? I'm going to get my GED. So I just started studying. You basically take a test and you figure out what are the subjects that you need to work on.
Right.
So you do a screening test, you work on those subjects, and then you take the actual test that you pay for.
Yeah.
And if you pass that, boom, you get your GEDs, high school equivalency, right?
Yeah.
So I got that at 17.
Yeah.
That was a year before even my other classmates graduated. Like, I was like, I could do that real quick, finish it up, and I'm done.
What's your take on like high school, like diploma and stuff? Like people who go to school?
I mean, it just depends what path you want to take in life, right? For me, it's like I've always been an entrepreneur. I've always wanted to be a business owner. But if you want to have a profession, I guess, you could go finish that.
And I agree. Like, if you want to be a doctor, then definitely you don't want to go to someone that has a GED and go and get surgery, right?
Yeah.
Like if you want to go like criminal justice or something like higher ranks, then get a high school diploma. But I'm with you. Like, if you're gonna start a business and it's gonna be something else, not like business related with the diploma or the bachelor's or whatever, then go a different route.
Exactly. You get the feel of what I'm talking about. But it's like 10th grade, it was like geometry, algebra, this stuff.
You like math?
History. Grant Cardone?
No, math.
Oh, math. Sorry, I thought you said Grant. Math. I'm not a math person, no.
Okay.
Dude, like I know how to count my money, that for sure. But but when it comes to geometry and algebra, I'm just like, I'm okay.
Yeah.
I'm okay. So yeah. So I got my GED. And still, I was a young person, still lost, just like any 18-year-old for the most part. A lot of people don't know what to do with their life.
Exactly, yeah.
I just knew that I wanted to be an entrepreneur.
Right.
Because, growing up, I saw one of my uncles. He used to always drive a Lexus. And all my other family members, they're just regular cars, nothing fancy. But I always saw my uncle like, wow, he drives a Lexus. He's a homeowner. He has his own business. He's doing something right.
Yeah.
So I was like, you know what? I'm going to go work with him. And luckily, one day he offered me an opportunity like, hey, you want to come work with me? I'll show you what to do here. And he has a hearing aid office.
Right.
So at 18, I started working for him for a little bit, got a feel for it. But then again, I was just like, maybe I should go to college because everybody tells you go to college, go get a degree. And you know how that story goes, right? Or go to the military. My uncle's like, go to the military. They'll pay for your school and this and that. But bro, like, I've seen military people and, no offense to them and everything, but sometimes you come out a little traumatized, right?
Oh, they do.
A lot.
Yeah.
You get traumatized, you get injured, you get hearing loss. There's a lot of things that come with that.
Yeah, and I can relate to the hearing loss. My brother, he's I'm gonna send him to you. He uses hearing aids.
Yes.
And then now because he's embarrassed of using them, he's not using them anymore. So I'm just gonna send them to you, and then maybe you can talk to him about advice. Yeah, about the hearing aids.
Technology has advanced over the years. They're super discreet, super small, high technology. It looks like if you're wearing like an AirPod.
Yeah.
And there's even invisible ones that you can't even see. But again, it all depends on your hearing loss.
Yeah.
So yeah, so I saw my uncle growing up, right? And I was like, I got to follow in his footsteps to get something right. So I worked with him for a bit. And then, I was like, you know what? I'm going to try this college thing. So then I went to go sign up for college. Then I couldn't get classes. Then I had this crappy math class right in the middle of my day.
Yeah.
I didn't have a car. I had to bus it from Chinatown to Glendale, 2 hour to get to school for a 1 hour class and then 2 hours to get back.
Yeah.
I was like, oh my, it's just a waste of my time. Like, no. So scratch that. Then I started getting other jobs. I started working for a bunch of restaurants, Chipotle, BJ's, all these top restaurants.
Yeah.
And man, that is hard labor.
Hard labor.
Yeah, man. And then through all that at 18, then I get news that, my girlfriend's pregnant. And I'm like, oh man, all right. I'm an 18-year-old.
Hey, so you went through all these jobs from 16 to 18, one after the other?
Yeah. So at 18, I started getting these restaurant jobs. Then my girlfriend got pregnant.
And you're like, I really got to work now.
Yeah, now it's like,
no more bouncing around.
Yeah. Then I had to get my own apartment. So I didn't have a car. I had to get my own apartment. I was renting the studio for like $700. Back then I was making like $10 an hour, maybe $11 max.
Yeah.
Like that's hard.
Oh,
like if I didn't make my 40 hours, I wasn't going to make rent.
Yep.
Like I had to always ask for overtime. And then eventually I got a second job. I was working at BJ's from 8 to 4 p.m. And then I would bus it to CVS from 5 to 12 a.m.
Wow.
And I would do that.
Double shift.
I would do that. I did that for a while, for like probably over a year. So then that was a hard grind. Then I went and then I got a better job, started doing car wraps, printing, banners and all that. That gave me a little bit more pay, maybe like $15 an hour.
Yeah.
But through all those jobs, it just never was enough.
Yeah.
Never was enough. So then my uncle again is like, man, see, you should have done the hearing aid thing. And I'm like, all right, man, I'm going to go back and I'm going to grind so hard. Like, I'm going to make sure that I get that license because it's a license.
Oh, wow.
So the State Board of California lets you work under a licensed hearing aid dispenser that has been licensed for more than 3 years. Instead of going to school and, doing it on your own, you can work for a practice with a licensed dispenser, again, that has worked over 3 years in the industry and that's been licensed. And then you train under them. That means you get to work under them. You get to see patients under them. And then within the first year, you need to take your written exam.
Right.
So after you pass your written exam, then you take a practical exam. That's the hands-on.
Right.
And then once you pass those both, you're officially licensed.
How long is the process?
It really depends on how fast you study and how fast you get everything. For me, it took me about a year and a half.
So it's all online, or you have to go in person?
The written test, you go to like a testing center locally.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
The practical exam, you have to go to wherever the state board is hosting it. Usually it's like at San Diego University because they have an audiology program there, or somewhere in Sacramento.
Right.
So, so I studied, worked with my uncle, boom, I get my license, and then my uncle tells me, hey man, business is not doing well, so I'm going to have to lay you off.
Oh shit.
After everything, I was like, man, I just got my license. I was going to take off from here.
Yeah.
I was going to help you grow the business and this and that. He's like, sorry, it's just business is not doing well. I'm just going to have to lay you off.
But you had your license.
I had my license already.
To start your business.
My license for hearing aid dispensing.
Okay.
So luckily, I had been saving up money. So I saved up like 10 grand.
So when was this? You were what, 18, 20?
Yeah, so at this point, I was already back in 2014, going into 2015.
Yeah.
I was like 23, 24, 23.
23? And you had your like marriage going on with your kid?
I was still with my ex-girlfriend. So yeah, my daughter was already like a couple years old.
Yeah.
So
it was tough, like going through the hassle, through the laying off, and then going through your
through everything. Like I worked hard and I got my license. I was like, okay, I got a secure thing going now, but nothing is ever secure.
Yeah,
nothing is guaranteed. No job is guaranteed. Not even business. Nothing. Not even life is guaranteed tomorrow. Right.
Right.
So we have to be grateful. But so I had saved up 10 grand. And I was like, all right, you know what? I just got laid off. Screw it. I'm going to risk it all. I'm going to open up my own business.
Right.
Because I already got my license. I can see patients. And let's give it a shot, you know. I'm not a quitter. I work hard. Let's do it.
Yeah.
So I found this little office in Montebello. It was like a little, oh yeah, as big as this little tiny room. It was like a little 12
Yeah.
by 12. I had one desk,
Yeah.
2 chairs,
Yeah.
my little office chair.
Right.
And I was like, man, I don't even trust myself in here. How are patients going to trust me to fix their hearing?
Yeah.
But I put my license on the wall, had my little computer, had my testing, my audiometer.
Yeah.
And then, but this office was in an industrial area.
Mm.
So there was 0 walking traffic.
Nice.
0.
Is that good?
That is not good. That means nobody
Yeah.
sees you. Nobody even knows you're in there.
Right.
So guess what? Now I have to do marketing. Luckily, with my uncle, I noticed that he used to use El Aviso magazine. I don't know if you've seen it.
Yeah, I've seen it. Yeah.
El Aviso
El
magazine.
aviso
So
clasificado. Yeah.
He's advertised there for years. So I was like, you know what? I'm gonna get a little banner ad in there.
Yeah.
So I was like, screw it, man. I had 10 grand. My office is like $400 a month.
There was no Instagram back then? TikTok,
no,
Facebook?
maybe Facebook.
Yeah.
Instagram, I don't think so yet.
Yeah.
So social media was barely.
But I don't think
coming
people
up.
were utilizing as marketing.
Oh no, there wasn't any Facebook ads at the time. That was unheard of back in 2015. So I decided to run a little El Aviso magazine because I saw that it was super effective for my uncle.
Yeah.
So I put one in my area, and then little by little started getting phone calls. I'm like, oh dang, it was working. All right,
Was
cool.
it a lot of the Hispanic community?
Oh yes, El Aviso magazine, Spanish magazine, and for sure.
Yeah.
And you know, that's my perk because I speak English and Spanish. You know, usually people want to go with someone that speaks their language. You know, it creates more trust.
Yep, I agree.
So I started booking appointments, started testing, and finally got my first sale. Luckily, I got in the right industry because hearing aids have a super high margin. You know, I sell a set of hearing aids anywhere from $2,000 to $8,000.
Wow.
And I get them anywhere
that's high,
as low as $175 to $1,000 each, depending on the technology.
So you're getting like 1,000 profit.
So every sale, I'm making at least $2 to $5 grand profit.
Wow.
So I sell one a month. I was like, yes, I got enough for my little office right here. Yeah, man. Because one time I was already to the point where I was like, I'm at my last $3,000. Like, I need to make a sale. I need to make a sale. And I used to suck at sales too. I used to negotiate. I used to be like, all right, I'll give you $1,000 off, or I'll give it to you for super cheap. And you know, you try these little techniques that are just no good. You should never lower your price. You know? Never. So, but that you learn throughout the years of getting coaching in sales and in business, because you guys need to get a mentor.
Yeah, never lower your price. Build up value instead.
Yes, exactly. So I learned that throughout the years, but at the beginning I sucked. Like, knowing how to do hearing aid dispensing is one thing, running a business is another, sales is another. Like, you have to learn all these skills.
It's a whole different level. Yeah.
Correct. So, you know, started generating up income. My first year, I still remember I made $37,000 my first year in 2015, so I was like, oh dang. Okay, all right, that's not too bad. You know, I was able to survive the year. You know, so I got 37,000, and then kept investing in the business, putting bigger ads.
So this was back in 2018, maybe 17.
Well, the first year was 2015.
Oh, 2015.
That's when I launched.
That's when you did that $37,000.
$37,000.
Well, that's not bad. You know, minimum wage was like what, 16,000.
Yeah,
so you're already doubling. It was $10 an hour.
Again, I suck at math, but I wasn't making that. So I mean, that was the revenue, right? You still have to buy the hearing aids, your rent, and this and that. So I made a little bit. In business, when you open your business, as you know,
so I was reinvesting.
Years, you got to reinvest, or you're not going to make too much money.
Yeah.
The next year, I made $80,000. Probably like 87 actually. I remember it was 87,000.
So you,
I'm like, okay,
you're double,
Yeah, we're doubling, we're growing. I'm almost triple. It was good.
Now you're making moves.
Now we're making money. And then the third year, I remember I made $180,000.
Wow. So you doubled again.
Doubled again, yeah.
Wow.
I was like, I'm doing something right. Okay, we got to keep this momentum. And
what did you do differently? Like from like the first year to the second year?
Probably put more into the ads. So I first I got a little tiny ad on a page. Yeah. And then eventually I got a bigger ad.
On the same Aviso?
In the Aviso magazine.
Yeah. And then you got the full-on page?
And then eventually I was like, I have to get the full page because when people are on that page, you grab their full attention. Yeah. You're the only one on the page.
Yeah.
So I was like, eventually I worked my way to that.
Yeah.
And then eventually I started, Facebook ads came into play, marketing, videos. Like,
Yeah.
man, I got to show you my first video. I was like, soy Christopher Medina. I'm Christopher Medina.
Yeah.
I'm a specialist and I sell hearing aids and I can help you with your hearing. Like it
You
was
sounded like a robot.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
But again, that's even another skill you have to learn. How to
Yeah.
be in front of a camera, how to be in the
Yeah.
mic,
Yeah.
in front of people, and this and that.
So how impactful was marketing in your business?
Marketing, oh, super, super. Marketing is critical in business. You have to have marketing because your marketing is what brings in your clients, gives you exposure, and so forth, right?
Because if nobody knows you, nobody flows you, right?
Exactly, exactly. And then if you provide a good service, then people will start doing word of mouth.
Yeah. Yeah.
But at the beginning, you need to have some form of traffic, whether if that's the local magazine, the local newspaper, and now we got social media. Social media is big, which I spend anywhere from $5,000 to $10,000 a month on social media.
Wow.
So it's critical now.
Yeah.
But yeah, so yeah, man. And then what else? What else can I say? 8 years later, we're still in business, and we're already almost in 2024.
Wow. So what did you do after like 2015, 2016? So you grew from you say it was 180,000. When was that? Like 2018?
That was okay. So the first year, 37. Second year, 2016, I did 87. Third year, 180. And then my fourth year, I remember I did 380, 380,000.
Yep.
Then my fifth year, I was like at 800,000.
Wow.
And then now, we're doing over seven figures.
Wow.
Yeah.
Congrats, man.
Thank you, man. It's been hard work. It's
not
hard
a lot
work.
of people like can grow those pain and those break points, because there's break points that you go through, and there you have to start building processes and systems and technology and all these things. So yeah, I mean, I'm very, very very amazed.
And
yeah,
thank you, man. Yeah, and you're always evolving. My systems and processes aren't the best, but I'm definitely investing in that right now. But what the most critical thing was for me is definitely the marketing and learning how to sell.
Yeah.
Because without clients, you have no business.
Yeah.
Without closing deals, you don't have a business either. So those were the two main skills that I learned in the beginning.
Yeah.
So, and then, once I started making good money, now I had some money saved up and I was like, okay, what is everybody doing? What is everybody talking about? Then I started to get mentors, started to talk to Grant Cardone, listen to his audios, take his sales training, then his real estate training. Then I saw all these rich people used to invest in real estate.
Right.
So then I was like, well, real estate's where it's at to invest.
So you were you started the hearing aids, and then you started transitioning to like real estate.
Correct.
You started listening to Grant Cardone, and that's how you got to the flips.
Yeah. So Grant Cardone will talk about like you got to get multi-unit because it's going to create passive income, or you can buy a house and fix it and flip it and get quick capital.
Yep.
So so I started my flipping business, which is called El Flipero LLC, which in Spanish is the flipper, right?
Yeah.
El Flipero. I thought it was going to be funny, right? So like, El Flipero. Who's not going to remember that? Yeah. You want to be memorable in business. So that's just my LLC for flipping.
Yeah.
So I started to buy a house. Luckily, my dad is in the real estate industry. He does wholesaling. He's been doing wholesaling pretty much the last 20, 30 years.
What's better, wholesaling or flipping?
It just depends what type of person you are and what do you like. Because in real estate, you can do a lot of things. There's commercial property, there's flipping, there's wholesaling, there's multifamily. There's just so many things you could do with real estate. So wholesaling, it's like you advertise to buyers. Let's say you have a house and you want to sell it. Then I would go to you and make you a cash offer. So let's say your house is worth $400,000 market value.
Right.
But as a wholesaler, I'm going to come to you and say, hey, I'll give you $300,000 cash.
Right.
And usually people want to take it sometimes because they don't want to deal with the headache of selling it to regular market rate, because then they have to fix certain things, all the paperwork, deal with the agents and this and that.
And you already know all the ins and outs. It's an easy transaction. Come in cash offers.
With wholesaling, there's no inspection. There's no nothing. I buy a property as is condition.
Wow.
So, usually I try to, my dad offers, or me, if I find a property or an owner that's selling, I try to offer them at least 100 or 150K spread.
So if people want to find you to sell a house,
Yeah.
they need to go to elflipero.com.
El Flipero. I'm on social media as El Flipero.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Well, I'll share
Because I know
those.
there's a bunch of people that, I mean, they don't know where to sell their house, or they're looking for a sale, but they don't know they don't want to go through the broker. I
Yeah.
mean, and you offer cash, so
Oh,
I
yeah,
mean,
yeah.
it's a no-brainer.
Correct. And the way we
Yeah.
do that is we work with hard money lenders.
Right.
So the hard money lenders, they help you with, you put 20% down of your own money,
Mm-hmm.
and the hard money lender will put 80%.
Mm.
And then you have a interest only loan. Are you familiar with that?
Yeah, I'm familiar with the loans. Yeah.
Yeah. So once you build relationships with those lenders, just tell them, hey man, I found this house. I want you to help me finance it. You put 20%, they'll put the rest.
Mm-hmm.
They'll wire the money to the seller, and boom, it's yours.
Yep.
And then you have, um, now you have the property, right?
Right.
So then, you can try to sell it to a flipper,
Mm-hmm.
um, for fast cash. So that's wholesaling.
Right.
Wholesaling is, okay, I offered you 300K.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to sell it to the guy who flips it for, 320 and make 20K with doing nothing.
On the spot.
I just
transfer it.
Yeah, I just bought it. I got the freaking thing before I close. Just transfer it. Just get it. Boom, throw it that way.
Yeah.
And I make 20K without doing nothing.
Wow.
Nothing. Like literally.
So if you could do 10 of those, it's almost $250,000.
Exactly.
Fast cash.
Yeah, and sometimes it could be more. Like my dad's made 100K off of properties, up to that much. It's just what kind of deal you get, the negotiation you do.
So wholesaling is better than flipping then, because it's faster cash, or no, or flipping because you make more money.
Well, you can make money in both.
Yeah.
It just depends what you like. If you don't want to deal with the headache of flipping, working with because the flipping now, that's a whole other story, right? So that's wholesaling. Now, when you get into flipping, you got to build relationships with contractors, unless you're really good at fixing houses and stuff, if you're in the industry.
Right.
But you have to find a good contractor, one that you can trust, one that will fix it real nice for real cheap.
Right.
Because there's contractors that will charge you a lot, and then they want to do this, and then they'll sneak one on you, like, oh, it's going to be 30, but you know what? This came up, it's going to be 40, and
a lot of change orders.
Yeah, you don't want to deal with that. Some people don't want to deal with that.
Right.
And
unless you like the process, right?
Yeah. But it's all a learning process. You got to learn how to wholesale. You got to learn how to flip.
What's like the percentage? Do you do like 20 and 20 or 40 and 40?
For what?
For the wholesaling, because you do both, right? Flipping and wholesaling.
Yeah, well, my dad does that for the most part of it, but if I find a deal, then
okay,
then
So it's more like a side hustle for you, or it's like a full
hustle?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I have the two businesses. But yeah, the wholesaling part, you mean?
Yeah, like the wholesaling, because you do wholesaling and you do flipping.
Yeah.
Do you also do like long-term investments?
Yeah, so I do have some apartments.
Yeah. Okay.
So some.
So you're all over the place, yeah.
Yeah.
Because I was interested in doing wholesaling at some point, and I'm like, I don't have time to find the deals. I gotta go to all these REs and all these meetings, because I still do, but like for other businesses. And then I'm like, okay, maybe I should get into flipping. And I'm like, maybe not. So I started buying like rental units, and then since I already have the team, I started like just fixing it up and then renting it. And that's for me. I already have the offices, and they manage it for me, so it's much easier. So then I was thinking maybe I should do wholesaling, but I don't know. So that's why I needed to know the difference.
So wholesaling, again, you have to it's better to find the owners that want to sell.
Yeah.
So that's either you going around communities, unless you know how to market to them without you going anywhere, which you send mailers. There's ways of get a list of contact numbers where you send a text blast. And there's ways to, maybe you can hire somebody to make cold calls. Like, hey, you get a list. There's sites where they give you like numbers of a certain area or zip code, and then boom, you're just on the phone calling. So you would want to probably hire somebody, because I know you wouldn't have the time to do that.
Oh yeah.
It's like you got to make 100 calls a day. You hire somebody to do that.
Yeah.
But it's a whole nother business.
Yeah.
So that's where you have to see where you want your attention to be. You don't want to distract yourself from your main business, and then you lose that, and then you're over here, and then you're like jack of all trades until you reach a certain level of success where you could say, all right, I have people in place to handle this. Now I can do a little of this.
Right.
And then eventually it's like, I got that going. I got a few partners and relationships. Now I'm going to do something else if you want to. It's up to you.
Makes sense. 100%.
So yeah, wholesaling is its own thing. Again, you get the property and you try to make quick cash, sell it
Mm-hmm.
to a investor, a flipper.
Mm-hmm.
If you don't, then you can even flip it yourself then.
Right.
So it's kind of like a funnel.
Yeah.
You get the house, okay,
Maybe for me it would be more like I'll probably get into flipping. Maybe
yeah,
later flipping because I already have the manpower, I have the equipment, I have the knowledge. Uh, Maybe that's my next
yeah,
move.
yeah. And we
Yeah.
could partner up on your first one, and I can show you the ropes,
Right.
the
Yeah.
little stuff that I know. Because when you're a flipper, okay, same thing. You're gonna buy the property. You're gonna get. I mean, if you have the capital to buy it cash,
Mm-hmm.
better, right? But if not, then you're gonna put 20% down,
Mm-hmm.
get a hard money loan,
Mm-hmm.
a little 6 month term. Then you get the property. Then you start fixing it. Hopefully, you fix it within the 2 3 months.
Right.
That hard money loan will start eating you because it's interest only.
Well, what is the interest rate? Like 20%?
No, well, interest only, that means you don't pay nothing of
Oh,
the
you don't pay
principal.
nothing. Okay.
Everything that all the payments is interest. So that's how they make their money.
Yeah.
So there's no rate. It's 100%,
Yeah.
100% interest only.
Yeah.
So you want to fix that property as fast as possible, put it on the market and sell it.
Mm-hmm.
But when you buy a property cash, then you don't have to worry about the hard money lender and all that stuff. But that's if you have capital, which
Right.
a lot of people in the beginning don't.
They don't have it. Yeah.
But if you do, then that's good. You don't have to deal with the lender. Just buy it cash, fix it, put it on the market, and there's no rush. But you
Right.
want to obviously pump them out
Right.
as fast as possible.
What do you think about the market right now? Is it a good time to buy, or what's your take on? I know it's hard to say, but
Um,
I want to hear what's your thoughts.
I mean, I don't know for sure. So, but everybody says that the interest rates are gonna go down, right? We're in
Yeah.
December, going into January. I heard the rates are going down already. So what's gonna happen is all the property values again. They should probably gonna go up because everybody's gonna be fighting over once the
Mm-hmm.
interest rates go down, everybody's gonna want to try to buy. Everybody's gonna try to sell. So there's
Yeah.
gonna be a lot of opportunity. But yeah, right now, like I said, if you buy a house with 100K spread, you shouldn't have any problem making money.
Yeah.
Because you're buying a good deal. You got to make sure you buy a good deal.
Right.
You don't want to buy something that you're like 20K spread and then you're gonna flat out or even lose money.
Yeah.
So you got to know how to find the right deal.
Right. Do you do some like training for this type of deals
So
for like just for the audience
yeah. So
because I know you do mastermind, right, and mentors, and is it related to this type of topic or is
yeah.
something else?
So we're working on the curriculum. So right now, like I said, we're barely launching Making Feria.
Mm-hmm.
Right now, I'm just working on showing new entrepreneurs how to get to 6 figures.
Mm.
But eventually, we are going to build a curriculum on flipping.
Right.
So that's in the process. It's in the funnel. Hopefully this year.
Yeah.
But if anybody would want to get,
No, bro, you're moving fast. I mean,
you
like
got
this
it.
year is already 2024. I'm like, damn, it's a lot of work.
You gotta move fast in
Yeah.
business. Like
Yeah.
if you're slow, bro, you're not gonna make it.
Yeah.
So yeah, you just learn as you go. And yeah, technically I could take a one-on-one mentorship.
Right.
If
I
somebody
mean,
wants
you
to
have the
pay
knowledge. Yeah.
5 or 10 grand, or if you have money and you want to partner up on a deal,
Mm-hmm.
then I'm gonna do that with a few people because they've been
Right.
hitting me up already because I've been
Yeah.
posting my properties. I don't know.
Man,
if
I
you
see
saw
you all over the place. I mean, I just put my phone on Chris Medina, Chris Medina. I go to Facebook, Chris Medina.
I see you liking my
Everything,
stuff.
Yeah, man. I mean, yeah.
Bro, I mean,
You're sharp.
I'm doing something right. So I got
Yeah.
my social media team working on that, and
Yeah.
then I posted my 2 properties yesterday that were listed this month.
Yeah.
Right now it's slow. Right now, at the end of the year, everybody's blacked out. It's going to be hard to sell, but right now it's a good time to buy because you're going to
Mhm.
buy it now.
Mm-hmm.
You're going to fix it. By the
Mhm.
time you're done 2 3 months later, the market's going to be hot. It's going to be selling.
What is your take on commercial properties? Because right now I'm currently in escrow,
Yeah.
and we're gonna close next week. I'm buying a building, 1.3 million in Boyle Heights, and it's been in the process for like 4 months. It's a probate sale, but we're supposed to close today actually, but it's gonna transfer because of the holiday weekend. We're gonna close on I think Tuesday, Wednesday. But what is your
Nice.
take on the commercial
So
side?
commercial, I'm not gonna lie, I'm not a super expert in that. I really haven't touched it too much.
Yeah.
You're buying this for what? For one of your businesses?
Yeah, so I'm buying this building. It was just gonna be. I would probably gonna start a social media company, but maybe not. Maybe I'm gonna move my painting business. That's gonna be my new headquarters. It's located in Boyle Heights, and it's
Yeah.
gonna be. It has a big ass billboard, so I'm gonna do marketing on this. Nothing but marketing.
Yeah.
Like the face of the building. It's right on Cesar Chavez. There's like 20, 30,000 cars passing by every single day.
Oh, damn. Bro,
Yeah.
that's prime.
Yeah,
You
prime
got walking
location.
traffic.
In walking as well,
Walking,
yeah.
driving, traffic. See, I didn't have that in my first office,
Yeah.
but I mean, I haven't heard anything bad about commercial property.
Hmm.
You know, and what's the beauty about that is that nobody can tell you nothing.
Right.
You know, like right now, I have a situation in my Los Angeles location where the landlord. I'm in the biggest probably shopping center in that little area right here in Washington.
Oh yeah, there's a lot of
It's
traffic
it's
right there.
there's a
Yeah.
Panda Express, Pollo Loco, Waba Grill, 99 cents, Rite Aid. So those
Yeah.
99 cents Rite Aid attract all the elderly,
Hmm.
which that's good for me because I
Yeah.
sell hearing aids,
And
right?
Hispanic community
And
too.
I'm right in the middle.
Yeah.
So for some reason, they want to move me from the middle of the plaza to the other side of the plaza.
What is that?
They don't want to tell me why. They're probably gonna build something. My
Yeah.
neighbor business owner, he's like, yeah, bro, they don't want to renew my lease, so I'm gonna have to take off.
Wow.
So the business to my left is gone. These guys are gonna be gone. So I'm thinking either they're gonna have a huge tenant, or they're gonna want to rebuild, or put, I don't know, whatever it
Yeah.
is, right? So they don't want to tell me. Obviously, they're not gonna disclose what they're gonna do because they don't have to,
Right.
right?
Yeah.
But yeah, okay. So on the lease agreement, it says, okay, if the landlord wants to move you, they can, but they have to provide you with a super identical space. It has to be the same, super
Right.
identical, same square footage, the way your office is built. If not, the owner has to pay for the build out. So I send them the bill. Okay, this is what I spent, and right now with new market rate, it's going to cost you $200,000 to build the same office that I built
Yeah.
in 2020. I
Wow.
built it right in the middle of the pandemic.
Yeah.
I was like, I'm bored. Like
Yeah.
I got one office, but I want to expand. There's not
Right.
much going on. Screw it. I'm gonna go get another place.
Yeah.
So I got a 10-year lease, built my office. I spent $100K to build it,
Yeah.
and everything has gone up since then, right?
Oh,
To the
yeah.
pandemic.
Yeah.
So now the new bill is $200,000 to move all my stuff to that new location because they want to move me where there's a Boost Mobile and it's just an open space. So they have to build out the rooms, they have to build
Yeah.
the restroom, the lobby. You get it, right? Everything,
Yeah.
all the
How is
divisional
that?
walls.
How is that gonna affect your business?
In what way? To move?
Yeah.
Well, they would have to build it out before I move, so it would be pretty much a smooth transition.
Okay.
But they saw the bill and they're like, "Well,
Maybe not.
that's too much money for us."
Yeah.
So then they moved. They're trying to find a way to kick me out. Now they want to evict me
Wow.
because I hired a licensed contractor,
Right.
and when it was 2020 in the pandemic, all the offices in LA were closed.
Right.
So permits and all that was shut down.
Yeah, I remember I need to go in online. Everything was supposed to be online.
Yeah, well,
Used
the
to
point is
take
the
a while.
contractor that I hired was
Yeah.
supposed to do that. That's what he was hired for, right?
Right.
I don't know anything about building and planning. That's not my profession. I
Right.
hired a licensed professional to do that.
Yeah.
So he didn't do it. So I told my contractor, hey, these guys are asking for permits. Give it to them.
Yeah.
Like, oh, I don't have any. Just tell them it was like that as is. I'm like, what are you talking about? So now they're like, okay, we're gonna take you to court. We're gonna evict you
Wow.
because you don't have building permits. So I have this whole thing going on. Maybe I shouldn't say too much about it because it's still an ongoing. I'm going to trial in February unless they
Yeah.
settle. I actually heard some good news because it's going to be super expensive. Whoever
Right.
loses,
Yeah.
whoever loses has to pay jury fees. That's like 30,000. Then whoever loses has to pay the other party's lawyer fees. That's another 40,000.
Yeah, I know it's expensive.
And it's gonna be like $100,000. Whoever loses.
Yeah.
But I put my money where my mouth is. I'm committed, and I'm gonna put my face because that's pretty shady.
Mhm.
That they want to kick me out just because I don't have building permits. But I'm working on it. I'm getting the permits now. And to be honest, I don't think my lawyer's like, no, we got a case. I mean, the jury is probably going to favor you because you're a small business owner in the community and you haven't done anything wrong. It's just
Right.
building permits, and that you can always get.
And it wasn't your fault. It was a contractor. So
Yeah, so
you can
that's
put it
another
on
thing.
him.
Exactly. And he's like, well, that's a separate case. You might have to sue him.
Yeah.
But that's a whole nother thing. But so yeah, they didn't want to do that. So that's again back to the commercial. That's the beauty of being your own boss, your own landlord, is that
Right.
nobody's gonna tell you anything.
What to do. And yeah, I mean, that's amazing. But just moving on to the okay, so you got to the wholesaling, the flipping, you opened up El Flipero.
El flipero. Yeah.
How do you get into this masterminds, mentorships, and all this personal branding stuff that you're doing?
How did I get into it?
Yeah, what motivated to you?
So I've always gotten mentors, right?
Right.
I used to do Grant Cardone's program.
Are you in
Um,
like? I know I have all my team in Cardone University. Are
yes.
you part of that as well or no?
I bought a lifetime access for 10 grand for the platform.
Hmm.
So I can always go into the sales platform and go through
Hmm.
their modules and stuff, but I don't really talk to their team at all. You
Hmm.
get like a special
Yeah,
package?
we have I bought it for $72,000.
Dang. Okay.
And it's to 10 people, like my top notch people, my 20% of the company. They have to go in 15 minutes every single day, train, and then we have a coach weekly
Yeah.
to keep them on the same page.
Hmm.
And yeah, I mean it's working. It's driving the sales.
That's
So yeah,
awesome,
yeah,
bro. Yeah, I'm barely working on building my sales team, and I'm currently in the process of hiring a COO because I need somebody to
nice.
help me with operations.
Right,
Because as a CEO, I'm kind of more towards the visionary side. Like I
excellent.
see this, I know how to make. I can see this making money and this making
Yeah,
money and this.
you're like me. You're always
Yeah, I'm
looking.
just like, oh, I could do this, and now I got this and this and this, and I'm
Yeah,
like, okay, what about operations? Oh, I got somebody to do the HR, the
yeah.
payroll, that this and that, and my emails and all that stuff, right?
Yeah, no, it's really important having a CEO. Like for I have a CEO for the boutiques that we run.
Yeah,
So I'm also like you. I'm just looking at the vision. I see a business. Like last week, we opened
yeah,
a business in 2 days. My wife called me and she's like, "Oh, there's a business here, but there's 10 people, and they already put down the deposit."
mhm.
And I'm like, I just came by. I spoke to the owner. They like me. They gave the deposit back to the guy, and I put down like $20,000, fixed it up in 1 day.
Yeah,
Following day we were open, and that's the vision, right? I have the vision
mhm.
and the setup and everything. Sunday, that was Friday. On Sunday we
Yeah.
sold I don't know, like $4,000 in 2 hours,
Oh, that's
and
good,
then
man.
that's how,
Wow.
but then my COO, my wife, takes over. Right, so
Yeah,
I
that's
couldn't take
good, man.
over. That's
That's
like crazy.
awesome.
So it's important having a COO, and that's also like I can't like pull off like the painting business
Yeah.
because it's my baby, you know.
Oh,
So,
yes, your bread
but
and butter.
like my brother, he has a master's on business administration, so I'm just gonna hand it to him.
Yeah.
But I'm building more systems and processes and manuals. But yeah, he's gonna be the COO, so I can free up like you, like
Yeah, yeah,
focus on the
yeah. We
vision.
don't really have time. I mean, that would take so much time
Oh
to
yeah,
do. So
yeah,
you gotta have right people in place. So
right.
yeah, to back to your question, yeah. So I just kept getting mentorships. Been for real estate. I went with I don't know if you know Ryan Pineda.
Oh yeah, yeah.
So
He's
I
one of
bought.
my mentors as well.
Oh yeah,
That's
nice.
funny. Yeah.
Are you in part of his All Star program?
I'm not. I'm just part of the personal branding side. I did the blueprint, and I was in the conference back in when was this, October in Las Vegas,
Mm-hmm.
WorldCon.
Yeah, we
So I
probably
didn't see
walk.
you there,
Yeah,
but
we're probably walking right next to each other, man.
yeah.
But yeah, I joined this All Star program, which is like 25K. They get you all this. You got the wealthy investor, wealthy business. They teach you everything
Wow.
overall: real estate, business, creating content, everything.
Yeah.
So I started to notice a trend. Like, okay, Ryan, everybody tells you just build your personal brand, right?
Yeah.
So I saw, Ryan Pineda. He has about over 400,000 followers. And then I started noticing that everybody wanted you to work on your personal brand, which makes sense, right?
Yeah.
Everybody knows you. They're going to want to help you. They're going to want to do business with you, and
Hundred
they'll
percent.
trickle into your other businesses.
100%.
And then
Yeah. I mean, I can testify for that because I don't like personal branding. Now I
yeah,
do. I kind of like it. I mean,
yeah,
you gotta enjoy the process. It's also a skill, but I mean, I started with 20 followers like a couple months ago. I'm
yeah,
like at 280, 290. I can't remember. I don't really check. But like
hmm,
ever since I started my personal branding, I've been selling left and right, and all of my businesses are just like like
booming.
blooming.
Yeah.
Like I'm telling you, it's just
Now
yeah.
imagine if you had 400,000 followers, bro.
Woo, that's a whole different level.
Everybody want to do business with you. You'll be like, oh man, I'm making so much money. I don't even know how to handle
Because you're
it.
so much credible. Like people know you. You know.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. So and then yeah, and then I was like, man, I kind of want like a local mentor.
Right.
And then I came across Albert Preciado, which is
Albert
where we met,
Preciado. Yeah.
Mr. Mexican Prince of Bel Air, right there.
Yeah.
That's what he calls himself, right? I was like,
Yeah.
okay, this guy's in Beverly Hills. And then he started like going on live and like
Yeah.
asking business questions. Like, oh, this guy's actually pretty good.
Yeah.
And then he kept offering me his Zoom stuff. I was like, I don't want your Zoom stuff. If you have
Hmm.
something in person, let me know.
Yeah.
So they eventually introduced the 5K Mastermind.
Wow.
And then I was like, all right, this in person, 5,000 to spend a day with this guy. This guy runs
Yeah.
multiple businesses, multimillionaire. Hell yeah, let's do it.
Yeah.
So I went to his office, and man, just a full day of marketing, systems and processes with him. And so I'm sure you've been to one of those probably.
Yeah. So I actually, I'm like, take action, take massive action. So
Yeah.
I didn't know Albert Preciado. I wasn't a lot into social branding, but I was looking at my Instagram, and I saw this guy in the live. I'm like, Albert Preciado.
Hmm.
And then he's like $2,000 not mastermind program online, like you said.
The Zoom.
And
Yeah.
then I'm like, I put it away. And following that, oh, he's back again. So I bought that thing. It was a couple thousand.
Yeah.
It was Zoom. And then I'm like, I also texted him, I'm like, do you have something else, something better that we
Yeah.
can do in person? And then
Yeah.
he's like, yeah. So I have this mastermind coming up, and then the driven and all this. I'm like, okay, sign me up. It was like 7,500, and that's where I met you.
Yeah.
And then
Right.
when we were there, I'm like, okay, I have this other mastermind. It's 14,000. I'm like, but I don't think I'm gonna do it. And then he's like, but you have to do it because this is how you grow in this. Okay, let's do it.
Hmm.
So I bought this other mastermind for 14,000. So now we have like
Yeah.
invested like over $20,000.
Yeah. With Albert, I'm like 25K in because I also
Yeah.
joined that inner circle.
But I can tell that he's legit. He knows a lot about branding, and like
Yeah.
everything I paid, he already paid off like 10 times.
Yeah. Yeah.
So yeah,
Exactly. So he
yeah,
has over 200,000, probably almost 300K followers too.
yeah,
So like it started noticing, okay, this mentor does this, this mentor, like it's starting to all make sense, right? They're all doing personal branding because I used to pump all my money into my hearing aid business.
yeah,
I used to do videos on education, this and that, but I was like, well, the elderly are not really on social media,
right,
so it's like it's not getting any traction. Yeah, I get a few interactions. I have like 500 followers on the business page,
right,
but nothing crazy big like that.
right.
So everybody's like personal brand, personal brand, personal brand. So I was like, all right, you know what?
Hmm.
That's it. Ever since the mastermind,
Hmm.
I used to have my Instagram used to be the 10xer, but I used to just have my family and friends.
That's funny. I have a 10xer as well.
No
I'm gonna
way.
say, bro, that's funny. I have a executive visionary and founder of Just Right Painting, 10xer, mentor
Uh,
in my profile.
no, my username used to be 10XERRR.
That's me right there.
10xer.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
one of my
So we had the same name, bro, because I used to follow Grant and he saw
Yeah,
10x everything, right? So
yeah,
I used to like, that's a good name, 10xer.
yeah.
But then he's like, no, man, like you have to be your person, you have to build your personal brand. So change it to _Chris Medina
Right.
so people can know you.
Yeah.
And then just create content, give your opinion on whatever water. Like I've done some videos about hiking, some videos about even water bottles, just to get people to engage, right?
Right.
Like, oh, what are you talking about water? It's like little
Yeah.
controversial stuff.
Yeah.
That people are like, oh, that's weird.
Yeah.
But
You know, I be like Jose Torres.
who's Jose Torres?
This controversial guy that he's always talking about like stuff like that, like water and other stuff, and he's a musician, but yeah, it's
Oh, okay.
kind of funny.
Yeah.
But
Like the
he uses that strategy.
like the Tate brothers. They're always saying
The Tate brothers, yeah,
crazy
yeah,
stuff,
yeah.
which they're cool too. But
How do you manage all this? Like, I know you have all this media.
yeah.
How do you manage all this?
So I hire one of my buddies named Josh. He has
Mhm.
a Shaper Media company.
Yeah,
So he comes to my office. He records. He grabs all the
that's the name of the company, Chaper Media.
Shaper Media. Yeah.
Yeah.
So he comes to my office, films, gets all the content, full length like this,
Mm-hmm.
and then he'll chop it up in reels, and then he has access to all my platforms, which is TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube, and then he'll just slice it up and post it everywhere.
Right.
Yeah. So you'll see me on every platform too, which, yeah, I'm sure you've seen because like, I see you active too on TikTok too, so that's good.
Yeah.
But yeah, I hired that guy to do that, and then I have an inside media that I just got this year that helps me do the more, in office things. So
Right.
You'll see me fixing the hearing aid. He'll record it. He'll see me check somebody's ears. We just started with the video otoscope
Yeah.
going into people's ears
Wow.
because people are gonna like, oh, that wax. He gets a roach in there. Like it's gonna be good content, like,
Yeah.
and one of Albert's guys told me like you got to do stuff like that, like Mr. I think there's a page called Mr. or Mrs. Pimple Popper.
Yeah.
It's
That's funny.
gross, and people like to watch that kind of
Yeah.
stuff. So that's gonna
I
be
can't
coming
imagine
out.
someone popping a pimple.
Oh yeah, that's nasty. But you would want to be like, let me see. Oh no, no, I don't want to see.
Lands on your face.
Yeah, but it's crazy because it gets a lot of engagement.
Yeah,
I saw those pages. I'm like, dang, all these people want to watch is pimples being popped.
those big ass
So
pimples.
yeah, so I got an inside guy that's helping me with the inside,
Yeah.
and then I got my professional videographer. So that's how I
And so you have
handle
a whole
that.
team, a whole marketing team behind you.
Yeah, yeah, it's super critical.
Yeah.
But
How much do you invest in that? Like, how much is that? Like the whole team, like a month.
yeah, so like I told you, it's anywhere from 5 to 10,000 a month.
Okay.
You know, because I have to pay a full guy inside.
Yeah.
Then my videographer is like 5,000 a month. Plus, if I want to run Facebook, TikTok, Instagram ads, all that starts adding up.
Yeah.
So it's close to 10K a month.
So do you run any ads at all?
Yeah, Facebook ads. We're recently gonna do. We're gonna try TikTok ads.
Yeah.
Because they told me that it's starting to be real cheap and you could get a wide reach. So maybe you should try
Right.
that too.
Yeah, we haven't run any paid ads, but maybe I need to look into it and write that down for sure.
Yeah, yeah. Paid ads with Facebook's good. You could, target a little bit more better your age ranges,
Yeah.
and there's different things that you can mark. But TikTok ads is barely coming up, so you could get a lot of leads for pretty cheap. So
So a lot of your customers are organic then. They're not like much of the
no, I pay for the Facebook
oh,
ads.
for the Facebook
Yeah,
ads.
Facebook is good for the Latin market. Like a
Hmm.
lot of Latinos are on there, which that's kind of like my perk. So
Yeah.
do Spanish ads, like
Yeah.
they'll get traction
Yeah.
for pretty good, and then they're cheaper too. The impressions.
Yeah.
So definitely recommend that for what are you trying to run ads for?
Well, for the garments, for the Spanx.
Oh yeah, I think
Uh,
this would go good in
yeah,
Facebook.
we do a little bit, but I'm trying to change the strategy and maybe get more insights and see
Yeah,
what can
yeah.
I do better.
Start set yourself a little budget, see how it goes. But what's also critical is that you can get all these leads, but you
Hmm.
need somebody to respond right away.
Hmm.
Like you need to have somebody that's on the computer answering questions as the leads come in.
Yeah.
Because if you let a lead sit there for a couple of days, it's gonna go bad.
Right.
So I have my receptionist, they have access to the Facebook accounts. So as soon as something pops in, boom, they respond.
Yeah.
Would you like to make an appointment? Cool, let me get your phone number. Boom, lock it
Nice.
up. Yeah. So it's critical to also have somebody ready to go when that lead comes in.
Yeah. So tell me how did you get started in that mastermind thing that you're doing? Because you're doing a mastermind, right? The 6 figure mastermind or the 6 figure
Oh, a
challenge.
6 figure challenge. So
Yeah. Okay.
that's actually going to be a Zoom call. So that's
Okay.
going to be the first week of January 5th, 6th, and 7th.
Mm-hmm.
And we're doing general and VIP. General is going to be 1 hour a day for 3 days. And
Mm-hmm.
we're going to break down one day product. We're going to break down marketing. And the
Mm-hmm.
third day, sales.
Nice.
Like I said, those are like the three. I mean, you got to be selling the correct product.
Mm-hmm.
You got to be marketing to get clients, and sales. You need to be closing deals.
Mm-hmm.
Those are the three key factors. Once you master those, boom, you can make 6 figures and more like this. Boom,
Wow.
rapidito.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Because I got to 6 figures probably my third year in business.
Yeah.
But if I would have known all these skills, I probably could have made way more. Because a lot of deals were like, oh, I couldn't close it, or didn't say the right things
Yeah.
because I was new. I needed that practice. But once you learn those and develop those skills, critical. So we're gonna be hosting that. The VIP gets you an additional hour to ask me and Josh, which is my videographer, any questions on anything.
Yeah.
So we'll give you the insights on what we're doing, and then if you have any questions, then we'll answer them for you. If not, we'll try to get you the answer for sure. Like, would you have any questions like as far as like product
No,
sales, marketing?
no, I was just curious on because I was trying to run like a mentorship or whatever. I don't know exactly what, but
Hmm.
we're just looking into it, just grabbing ideas
Yeah,
and see
yeah.
how things are
So
going. But I can always refer you to like people. I know you're hosting that mastermind. I
yeah,
can
yeah,
always
yeah. Right now it's a
tell
Zoom
people.
call, and
Yeah.
then so I've been pitching that. I've been doing pitching one-on-one coaching,
Yeah.
and then we're gonna start bringing out other curriculums, and then eventually, like once we get those leads,
Mm-hmm.
we're gonna offer them the mastermind in-person opportunity. So they can sign up through theirs. I mean, it's always like that, right? You learn something, then you offer something else. Whether it's a mastermind or continued coaching, one-on-one coaching, and so we'll test it out and let you know how it goes because that's barely gonna launch.
Yeah. So you're are you doing this with Josh or
Yeah, Josh is gonna help me. So I believe he's gonna partner up with me on the making Feria part.
nice? How you came up with that name?
Making feria?
Yeah.
Oh man, I love making feria. And I'm Latino, so it's like making feria. Feria, which obviously
Yeah, it
money,
means
right?
money.
Money in Spanish. So it's like making feria Inc.
Yeah.
Who doesn't want to make feria? We all want to make feria.
Yeah.
So, you know, I'm gonna build up the curriculum and show people how to make feria because I want to coach people in that.
Right. So how often do you post? Do you release every podcast?
Podcast. So we usually have about a week or two turnaround. Sometimes depending on how busy Josh is.
Yeah.
The Making Feria podcast, that's barely new.
Mm-hmm.
Yours came out pretty fast, right? It didn't take
Yeah.
too long. We
For like a
shot you all
week.
the raw footage.
Yeah.
We got the new one that just launched. I think it was yesterday with Pam.
Yep. I saw it. It
You
was good.
saw it?
Yeah.
That's good. That one, dude. That one got a lot of
Oh yeah. A
reaction.
lot of
She's
attention.
funny.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's like probably like once a week.
Yeah.
We used to do a lot of the virtue hearing podcast, which is the hearing aid hearing
Yeah.
education. But like I said, it didn't get too much traction because a lot of people who are on social media and stuff, yeah, it could be a little interesting, but not so much, right?
Yeah. But I think it's also because you're just starting, and I think it's YouTube is a great platform because I mean it's the evergreen videos.
Hmm.
People are gonna start watching more and more. So it's just
Correct,
the more you
correct.
do it, the more
Yeah,
engagement. Yeah.
yeah. I feel like the Making Fetty one is grabbing a lot more traction because there's really no age limit that
Right.
you can target.
Hmm.
It's anywhere from 18 to whenever,
And everybody
right?
want to come in and get some value or whatever, a tip or yeah,
Correct, on how to
yeah,
make money. Everybody would like to take a tip, but hearing aids is more like 50 over.
yeah.
You know.
But I like the hearing aids, but it's a really small niche.
Yeah, yeah,
So
yeah.
yeah, not a
No,
lot of people do that.
correct. I mean, it's a real small niche. There's not too many offices, and then my perk is also I speak Spanish. This is a Latin community here for
Yeah.
the most part, right? But
Who's your biggest competitor?
biggest competitor here in LA, there's a company called Sonus Hearing, and they have about
Mm.
20, 30 offices,
Oh.
which is pretty wild. So, yeah, like I said, I'm working on getting a COO
Hmm.
so that we can put systems and processes and start opening more locations.
Right.
Yeah.
Let's talk about let's talk about a little bit of the challenges,
Challenge.
like growing your businesses. What are some of the challenges you face?
Space. Okay. Let's see. Growing the business. So marketing, you got to learn a lot of stuff in marketing. So you got to learn how to create video content, create the right message. And I've gotten mentors with this. I've even gotten mentoring from Billy Jean.
Okay,
Miss Billie
really?
Jean.
Wow, the AI genius.
Well, that's what he was. That's what he is now. But it
Yeah.
used to just be like Billy Jean is marketing.
Oh, back before.
Yeah, and he used to
Yeah.
break it down, say certain words, use, fancy words
Yeah.
so that you can grab people's attention. Um, so yeah, I started making videos, testing things out. You got to make multiple videos saying different things, different ways, and then you got to know how to, either you got to edit it or you
Yeah.
got to get somebody to edit it, which for
Yeah.
me, it's like, forget it, it's not my thing. So I hire Josh, my videographer, to do it.
Yeah.
And then you got to learn Facebook ads a little bit or get somebody that knows it. But technically, you want to learn a little bit of it.
Right.
Yeah, that way you can post and you can add funds to that and then keep those ads running.
Yeah.
But it's been critical trying to keep challenging. I mean, to keep track of all the data.
Hmm.
I mean, right now I use a CRM. So if a
Right.
patient calls to my office, I tell my staff to say, okay, where'd you come from? Or the Facebook ad, boom, they mark
Hmm.
it in the CRM.
What CRM do you use?
Well, mine's tailored to hearing aids,
Hmm.
which it's called Cycle,
Hmm.
but it's tailored for the hearing aid industry.
Okay.
One that's more generic that I heard is good, and I've looked at it, and it is pretty good. It's called High Level.
Hi. Oh yeah, I
Go
seen
High
that all over the
Level.
place. Yeah.
Yeah, that
We
one's
use
Pipeline.
and
Okay,
pipe drive.
okay, I
Yeah.
haven't heard that one, but that one's pretty good too.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I'm related to the painting industry, so it's pretty good.
Good,
And we
good.
have all the integrations, the automations,
Yeah,
yeah,
like
the whole
like
setup.
yeah, like Go High Level. You got you can connect it to your social media platforms. You can create websites. Email campaigns. I heard it has a lot of good stuff, which I'm gonna get one for my Making Feria
Right.
company because the cycle is more tailored to hearing aids. They have all the hearing aid products in there, and it's HIPAA compliant for
Right.
patient information.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna get the high level for the marketing company for sure.
Nice.
Yeah. So, what was the question we were answering?
We're just
Oh, the
going over
challenges. The
challenges, yeah,
challenges.
overall. So right
So
now the CRM and you're going
CRM,
through
yeah.
the,
So you got to do your homework.
yeah,
So yeah, you can have all this data, but you have to be checking it on a weekly basis. All right, how many leads did I get that actually came into the office the first week or the month from Facebook? And then you got to see how much you've spent, how much sales. So, do you have somebody for that handles that for you? Do you track that?
yeah, we should. It's really hard. We track every single thing, and then we do a lot of follow up. So we go back to pipeline or pipe drive, and we pull out
Hmm.
the customers, and then like people, like we have a lot of incentives and
Hmm.
commissions for the entire team. So in my company, if you want to make more money, you just grab the phone and start making phone calls.
Yeah.
So hey, Mrs. Jones, how was the service? This and that. Do you happen to know someone that needs our service? Then there
Hmm.
it is. You have a deal. And it's so easy to just grab the phone. But yeah, we use it. We don't do it as often as we wanted to.
Yeah.
But yeah, we use it a lot.
Definitely. Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's one of the challenges I've had where you have to really sit down and do your homework, but maybe I should really hire somebody
Yeah.
that can handle that specific marketing task, right?
Right.
Because you got to know what you're spending your ads, how much money you're making, because that way you know
Mm-hmm.
if this is working, then pump more ad, pour more money into that.
Yeah, exactly. And I was talking about like running reports
Hmm.
every week. It's kind of hard. I know you forget about it, but having someone, like you said,
Yeah, have
a
your
COO
receptionist eventually. I
take
mean,
care of
if
that.
you're new, you're gonna have to do all this stuff by yourself. That's
Yeah.
just the way it goes. That's just business.
Mm-hmm.
Eventually, you'll have a secretary or a receptionist to help you with those things. But
Mm-hmm.
at the beginning, you have to do it, and then, like you were mentioning, follow up.
Oh, yeah.
Follow up is critical, especially your clients that already do business with you. It's like, why are you
Mm-hmm.
trying to look for new clients
Yep.
when you already have clients that love you, that already
Mm-hmm.
do business with you, that are willing to do more business with you? Give them a call on a monthly basis or whatever it is for your
Mm-hmm.
industry
Yep.
and
Yep.
stay in touch. Send them a letter for the birthday, holidays, little gift, especially if they're your top clients.
Yeah.
Follow up. And then, yeah, even the leads that come in, who haven't scheduled an appointment or anything, call them up.
Yeah.
Yeah. And especially if you're the CEO, or they're going to feel special that you're calling them.
Oh,
But once you
yeah.
get to a certain high level, eventually, that's going to have to be delegated to the sales team or whatever, right?
Yep.
But you got to follow up at the beginning for sure.
How do you let go of like on your industry? How do you let go of underperforming employees?
So, in my industry for hearing aids, so I have two offices. Right now, I have like four employees. I don't have too many.
Yeah.
I've had some really, I've had a few. I think I've just had just like one bad employee. Like she was so
Right.
disrespectful. I was just like, there's just no way you just said that right now. But you sit them down and talk to them, right? You
Yeah.
have a talk to them. If you need to write them up, you write them up. You need to know the laws of wherever you're at. What are the laws, or hire HR services. There's services like
Mm-hmm.
Paychecks. Have you heard of Paychecks?
Yeah.
They're my payroll company, but they also offer HR services, and
Yeah.
it's cheap because you just pay a little fee monthly, and they'll help you with any issues that you have with your employees.
Mm-hmm.
So, but yeah, you want to talk to them, write them up, sign here. This is what conversation we had, and give them a chance, especially if they're good. It's just if they have little problems, and talk to
Mm-hmm.
them about it. But one, two, three strikes, and you're out.
Yeah.
You just have to get rid of the bad apples right away. If not, they're just gonna you're wasting money on them. They're not
Resources.
performing resources,
Yep.
and you have to get rid of them because they're not helping your business grow. That makes sense. Yeah.
Yep.
I
100%.
mean, what do you do? I mean, you
What
manage
do I do?
big
Yeah,
ones,
I wanted to your take on, because we're always out for the audience and stuff, but like the way we do it is obviously everybody has responsibilities. Like you said, you keep it nice
hmm
and simple,
Yeah.
and you bring them in, and you don't want to sit on it too long. As soon as you know what's going on, bring them in, talk to them. You did this, and that, and then listen to them what they have to say. Oh yeah, that's right. I have to do this, and this, right? So
hmm
if they do it again, they come in. Then as simple as, you know what, you know what you're supposed to do, right? Yeah. Why are you doing this, and that? So that's the reason I'm gonna have to let you go. We're
hmm
going a different direction, but you're good at this, and this. So don't just let them go. Tell them what
Yeah.
they're good at. So when the next time they're looking for a job position,
Yeah.
they're good at what they do. And
Okay.
also, we tell them something like, you can always use us as a reference, and we'll give you a recommendation later.
Yeah.
So they're always happy and they're talking good about the company.
Yeah, yeah, you have to be just reasonable, right? You give
Yeah.
them a few chances, but if it doesn't work, it just doesn't work. Sorry, man. And,
Yeah. Yeah.
good luck somewhere else. And, you know, it's good having you here. And like you said, give them a good recommendation, and that's it,
Yeah.
because they're not moving in the direction that you're moving, right?
Yeah.
Everybody needs to be synced into whatever your vision is and
The
stuff.
core values, mission
Core
statement.
values. Yeah, that's another thing I got to work on. I'm going to post that on my wall soon.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Do you have any on your wall yet? Or?
I don't, but I mean that's a good idea. I'm always talking about my core values,
Yeah.
but yeah, it's really important to have them, and we use it a lot. We use it on. I use it for my personal life. I use it for interviewing. If they're not aligned with the values,
Yeah.
then we can't hire them.
Definitely.
But yeah, man. So where is Chris Medina going in the next 5 years? Where do you see yourself, Chris Medina, virtual hearing? I know you have all these businesses, but where
Yeah.
are you going?
Yes, yes, yes. That's a good question. Good question. All right. So, yeah, like you said, I have multiple businesses. So, the vision I have for virtual hearing
Yeah,
is, put the right people in place so that the business can grow by itself.
yeah,
Because, you have a business, but you don't want to have a busyness. Like you're just tied there. The point
yeah,
of growing a business is you grow a business that can operate hopefully one day on its own
right.
without you being there. That way it's sellable. You make money without being there, and you ultimately have financial freedom. You have your times freed up.
Mm-hmm.
But like I said, I'm gonna put a COO in place and eventually fill up the correct positions
Mm-hmm.
in the tree branches, right? So that hopefully one day that can run on its own, or it can be sellable, where I
Yeah,
can just exit.
right.
Because you want your business to be worth something. In order for it to be worth something, anybody has to be able to buy it, and it just makes money.
Yeah, you want to have your business at all times ready to be sold.
Hmm.
So you at some point you want to
Correct.
exit, then you know how much it's worth.
Yeah, yeah, and that's a process, right? Because we open up a business, but the CEO has to be there at the beginning, couple years, and then if you build it fast enough, then cool. But
Yeah,
it's a process, so that's what I'm working on. Just putting the right people in place for that, so that it could take off on its own. Eventually, like, if I can want to sell it, just sell it.
yeah.
For Flipero, yeah, just keep flipping houses because I already pretty much know the
I
steps.
like the name.
El Flipero, that's catchy, right?
Yeah,
It's good. I already know basically how to buy the house, fix it, sell it, and I already have the contacts for the hard money lenders. And as I spread the word, more people ask me like, "Hey, bro, I have 500K right here. Like, let me invest with you."
yeah.
Cool.
Raising capital,
Yeah, raising
100%.
capital,
Yeah,
eventually work in bigger projects, build capital, get more multifamily. Right now, I have a triplex.
right.
It's pretty small. I mean, I manage it right now.
Mm-hmm.
But the thing I like about that property is that it's big and it's already zoned for 7 units.
Right.
So I'm gonna build 4 more units, hopefully this year coming up, and
Oh,
then I'll be 7 units, just creating passive income.
woo!
That'll be
Cash
good.
flow.
That's cash flow. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Cash flow sounds good, but
Cash is trash.
mhm.
Cash is king.
Cash flow's king, huh?
Cash flow, yeah. Oh, cash flow, yeah. I got it wrong.
Cash flow is king.
Cash flow
I
is
actually have
king.
that shirt
Yeah,
from Grant, but
yeah.
it's not as easy as all these guys say. The more units, obviously, the better,
Yeah,
because you want to hire a manager. Again, setting the right people in place
yeah.
so that the manager of the building can handle all the headaches, the plumbing. Oh, I got an emergency here. The sink, this got clogged up. And those are the little things that I'm dealing with. But it's good to deal with because you learn.
Yeah,
You learn the
yeah.
process.
Hmm.
So in the future,
You know what's going
you've
on.
got building, you got the manager, and if they tell you something and they're trying to rip you off, like, that sounds kind of sketchy. Let me check that out. But
Yeah.
it's a learning process. So with
Hmm.
El Flipero, obviously, keep flipping, eventually build a team and staff for that,
Hmm.
because right now it's just
Yeah.
me and my pops. Build a team and staff for that to keep flipping, and then build capital
Hmm.
to have multifamily units, and eventually have so many units to a point where everybody, just retire.
Yeah.
Like Ryan Pineda, he has 500 units plus. He's still
Well, that's
flipping.
crazy. When I went to that
Hmm.
conference, he had like 12 different businesses running at the same time.
Yeah, yeah. You
Bunch of
eventually start getting into
COOs.
whatever you own. He has he even has an accounting business. You got the flipping business, the wholesaling business, and it's all a funnel. So you
Hmm.
got the wholesaling, the
Hmm.
flipping, multifamily, and it just trickles in.
So everybody's on your ecosystem.
Hmm.
Hmm.
Exactly. So
Yep.
eventually build out those businesses too.
Yeah.
So And then we got the marketing and business coaching. So that's going to be launching this year.
Where is that going? The masterminds and the coaching.
Where is that going? Or?
Yeah, in the next 5 years.
In the next 5 years. So right now we're building a curriculum. Hopefully I could record some of that content
Yeah.
where, if somebody wants to buy the program, then they could just buy it and watch the videos. That'll be one thing. And then I'll still I want to do masterminds, which I still have yet to do the first one. I'll invite you to that one for sure. We'll do masterminds. And then we're launching again the 6-figure challenge, which we're going to show people how to choose the right product, market it correctly to get the clients, and sales to close the deals.
Yeah.
Because those are super key points. And if you know all those things, you shouldn't have an issue getting to 6 figures pretty quickly.
Yeah, I know. If you have the right information, you could be there in a month.
Yeah, again, information, but to get that information might not be that quick. So, but you got to get the info.
You got to pay. You got to pay.
Pay to play. Pay to play. Another thing, me and Jonathan, I've invested probably over $100K in mentoring and programs. I'm sure you have too, probably way more.
I think I invested over $1 million already in
so
a bunch of stuff. Yeah,
exactly. So for me, again, college and school wasn't for me. Doesn't mean I don't like education. I just have to invest in the people who are already doing it, and they're what's it called? Validated already. They've shown a track record.
Yeah. So basically, this is from Brandon Dawson. You want to ask them like where they at, I think it was 2 questions, but like basically, what was the biggest exit? How much do you do per employee, like gross revenue per employee, and so basically, you just want to ask them how much are they worth, and then if you want to be there, then you want to listen to them. But if they're probably not doing what you want to do, then don't listen to them.
Exactly. They have to have what you want, right?
Exactly, yeah.
They have to have they have to have good cars, good houses, a family. Like for me, my first biggest mentor is Grant.
Yeah.
Grant, because I like him because he's always working. He's always doing his businesses, multi-businesses. He's always grinding. He's doing business coaching. He has multiple businesses. He's got his family, he's got his wife, the kids, and, he's got the private jet. He's got the lifestyle that I would want, right?
Yeah.
So, you have to find people that fit with your values and that have the stuff that you want, for sure.
Exactly.
And then another thing I would add to that, just, when you pick mentors, probably have like 1 or 2 max, because then they'll start to conflict.
Yeah, because there's so much information in social media, and then a lot of fakers just listening to all these people. You get confused.
Yeah.
You just choose the one that you want to be, and the one in your industry, and then go from there.
Correct. And maybe find somebody that's local that you can meet in person. Like for me, it was Albert, right? He had a mastermind. I was going to go see him in person at his office, see all the things he's created. And it's real. It's authentic. He'll show you the Ferrari. He'll show you his office that he rents for $100K a month, he says.
Yeah, the entire suite, yeah.
That's big. That's big moves, big stuff. So I know he has the stuff that I would want one day. I want to have a gym in my office, right?
Oh, yeah. A gym with the lockers and the whole thing, the shower.
View. You got the views. And
you know what? That was another reason I joined with Albert Preciado, because he was real. He's in Hollywood. He's local. And he's real. He's a real dude.
Exactly. Yeah. And, they don't have no problem sharing their contact with you. Of course, you have to pay to play. Me and Jonathan, we paid already more than probably 25,000 in mentoring just with him. But we've gotten a sense of direction of where to go now. I'm pushing a lot of personal branding content. Like you said, I'm always popping up on your feed, which is good, because that means I'm popping on a lot of people's feed, and I'm getting good reactions, good engagement.
Yeah, you're taking action. A lot of people absorb too much knowledge and they don't take action. They get confused.
Yeah, so you want to get 1 or 2 mentors, and of course you want to read a lot of books and grab your gold nuggets from everything. But
what are 3 books that you would recommend?
Okay, so like my business Bible, definitely. Sell or Be Sold.
That's a badass book.
That book. Every time I feel like crap or I'm lost, just go back to that book by Grant Cardone, Sell or Be Sold, because it teaches you like either you're selling or you're sold.
100%. I think I read that book at least 10 times.
Yeah, me too. I always go back to it.
It's a good book,
Always go back to it. Another book. There's just so many good books. I mean, he
Yeah.
even has another book called the 10x Rule.
Ooh, that's a good
Ah,
one.
that's
They even
so
have a
good.
10x rule for kids. I bought it for
Yeah.
my daughter.
Oh yeah, me too. Me too. I'm having a hard time. I told her
Yeah.
to read it. She's like, no, I don't have to read it with
Yeah.
her. But
Yeah.
that's another one. 10x rule. Just 10x everything. You know, you want to make 10 times your money, do 10x what you're doing.
Yep.
I mean, sometimes you can't do that if you have a job, right?
Mm,
But there's other ways of doing it.
exactly. Just overall 10x in your life.
Yeah, yeah. 10x your life, your
Yeah.
income, your business, your marriage,
Yep.
your health.
Yep.
You know, all that is wealth. You know, whether
100%.
your health too is everything.
Yeah.
If your health is no good, everything else doesn't even matter,
Yep.
right? Let me just see what the other book I have right here in my library because I have a bunch of books, but there's one that I really like by Jocko. You know Jocko?
Yeah. Yeah.
It's called. He has two books, but there's one that teaches you like take responsibility
Mm-hmm.
for everything. You know, whether if you got a ticket, you did something bad, blah blah. Just take responsibility.
Right.
Um, but yeah, let me see here, just so you guys can know, Jocko. The dichotomy of leadership, and I know he has another one. I don't know why it's not popping up here, but I'll share it with you. I'll let you know. But
Yeah. No
also
worries. Yeah.
the
Yeah.
dichotomy of leadership too. That's a really good book. Teaches you how to lead, and again, take responsibility for everything. If you're not a good leader, acknowledge that, but work on it. Right?
The 21 Irrefutable Laws by John Maxwell. That's a good
That's the
one
one you
too.
like,
Yeah.
John Maxwell. Yeah, I heard he's good.
Yeah.
I've seen him talk at one of the growth cons.
Yeah.
He's good. John Maxwell. He teaches you how to be a leader, right? A
Yeah.
better leader.
Yeah. Better leader.
Definitely.
It's a really good book. Yeah.
Yeah, you need to take
Definitely.
responsibility. If your business is not making money or your team's not doing good, you need to take responsibility for that and talk to them and see how you can be a better leader and how you can help them and just work all together.
Yeah.
Team effort, right?
Nice. I agree.
Yeah,
Is there any like business insights? Because obviously this podcast is mainly for people like you, entrepreneurs, like high level people, people that are taking actions, people that are already successful.
yeah.
And obviously, we want to help the community. We want to empower the community. We want to empower kids, people to start their own business. Is there any business insights that you want to share?
Business insights, like to start a business
Like
or
just any pointers, firing, hiring, operations, sales, marketing, anything you can think of that you can help
yeah, yeah, yeah.
others.
So for new entrepreneurs, you wanna again, it's like the stuff that I'm gonna be teaching you
Yeah,
the first
yeah,
product, sales, and marketing, right? That's are super critical. But for somebody who's maybe starting or wants to start a business,
right,
definitely take a deep dive in the industry or the product that you want to learn, right? If you can go
right,
work for somebody that's already in that field
yeah,
and learn from them, and then later on down the road, do your own thing. Like, for example, if you want to be, I don't know, a fresh juice maker,
yeah,
go work for a juicery,
hmm,
learn how they do their recipes, learn what equipment they use. That way, you gain all that knowledge, and then one day you open your own shop. You already know what to buy. You have your own little menu or whatever, and then get that going.
yeah,
Another thing is look into your city's business license
hmm,
requirements, right? You want to see what they require to open up a business in that city because you're also going to have to have a physical location sometimes. If you have a brick and mortar business, maybe if you're online, then that's another story. But in the beginning for me, like I had to rent my little office, right?
hmm,
And then I had to go to the city of Montebello and tell them, okay, I'm going to start a business, and that application process takes anywhere from 2 to 3 months.
right,
So during that process, legally, you're not supposed to be doing business until they approve the business license.
right.
So then I had to pay rent those months, and I
Wow.
wasn't operating nothing.
There was no cash
There's
flow.
no cash flow, no nothing. So I was like, damn, I'm paying this, I'm renting a couple months, and the city still hasn't given me authorization to do business.
Yeah.
And then, so once you have your business license, your location, how are you going to get clients? Again, marketing, right?
Hmm.
You got to learn how to market your product. And then, I mean, marketing could be, social media, it could be this and that, but you want to target the people that you know, maybe your friends
Hmm.
and family. They're going to want to support you
Hmm.
in what you do. So let them know, hey guys, I'm selling juices. If you want to order
Hmm.
some, let me know. I'll take them to your house, right? So you got to start off small, with the people that you know.
So find your avatar.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Yeah.
What else? You're gonna need some capital. I wouldn't recommend you get like a loan. You
Yeah.
know, I never got a loan because the thing is, if you don't know how to make money with no money, chances are with money, you're not gonna know how to make money either. So you're just gonna get yourself in debt, in problems that you shouldn't even be getting yourself into. So, but if you're that genius person and you can build a business plan and you know this and this and that and you learn it, then you could. It's that's a possibility for sure. But just start little by little, don't get some crazy equipment, crazy computer. Get your
Yeah.
little Dell laptop. I started with my one desk, my laptop, a chair, two chairs, and
Yeah.
I was ready to fix people's
Yeah.
hearing. But sounds kind of easy, but it's not, man. It's tough. It's tough.
Yeah.
So that would be some good advice for somebody who's new. Um, Anything else you would want to ask and specifically?
No, but just anything you need to say. Let's see. You mentioned about like capital. How do people get capital when they're just starting? Uh, do you have any business insights or any tips on how to get capital, how to get a credit line, how to get a credit card?
Yeah, yeah. So I know. Have you heard of SBA loans? It's like
Yeah.
Small Business
Yep.
Association, I think it is called.
Administration.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, yeah. They help you with business loans for sure.
Okay.
But like I said, I never got a loan myself. I did started building my credit young. I don't know
Yeah.
if you ever went to La Curacao.
Oh yeah. No.
Uh,
Oh, I got in debt right
oh yeah,
there.
you gotta be careful because
Yeah.
they will give anybody credit, but
Yeah.
the interest rate is crazy. So
It's like probably like 40%.
oh yeah, it's some ridiculous number, but
Yeah.
that's where you start. I mean, because they're willing to risk it on anybody. They'll give you
Yeah.
credit. You buy, I don't know. I bought my bed there
Yeah.
once, and then I was just paying
You
monthly
end up paying ten
payments.
thousand dollars.
Yeah, it was like a $2,000 bed. Ended up paying like 3-4 grand at
Yeah.
the end of the terms, but you have to build that track record. So it's something you just have to build out. They're going to see the payments. Don't try to pay it off super fast. They have to see that
Mhm.
you make your payments on time. Maybe pay a little extra. But when you're building credit, from what I know, I'm not a credit professional, but
Yeah.
you want to build a track record of that you've made payments,
Right.
right? Once you've done that for like a year or so, then you'll start getting all these letters
Hmm.
from other credit card companies or business or banks that want to give you loans on whatever, and then you'll be able to apply for better cards. For me, I like the points
Hmm.
because every time you swipe, you get some points, and
Well,
man,
all right. So you in Cancun?
yeah, yeah, yeah. I don't use the points for that, but yeah, you can use your points for vacation, gift
Yeah.
cards, trips. There's a bunch of different perks. I love
Yeah.
American Express, man. Once you get to a good credit, then you can apply for the business platinum
You get the
or
platinum, the
you
black
get the
card.
platinum.
You're able to access the lounge.
Yeah, when you travel, you get the lounge at the airport anywhere you're at. That's freaking amazing.
Yeah.
There's just different perks that American Express can offer you for travel, for points, all that good stuff. So
And also they keep your statements and sort everything out, marketing, whatever it is. You have
yeah,
the full on report.
yeah, yeah. They'll give you a
Yeah.
report. You're spending on food, you're spending on entertainment, this and this and that.
Hmm.
But eventually, once you grow, you want to get definitely a CPA.
Yeah.
Do you have an accounting right now?
Yeah. My sister, she's a CPA.
Oh, that's good. Oh man, you got the
Yeah.
whole family
Yeah,
rock and rolling, man.
that's kind of funny. Yeah, I have my whole family, and everybody has a master's and bachelor's, and I'm like the only one high school dropout.
Okay, okay. Hey, but
But
you're doing
every
good things, man. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
yeah,
Yeah, that's not necessarily a bad thing. So,
yeah,
it's just we're visionaries. We
we are
see it. We
visionaries.
see
Yeah,
it, and
we
we take action.
segmenters.
Take massive action. Commit.
Yeah.
Put your money where your mouth is. You're gonna do
Hmm.
something, do it.
Hmm.
Don't be procrastinating. Oh, I'll do it next year. Like time is valuable. We're only
Hmm.
here an average of what? If you were lucky, maybe 100 years.
Yeah.
But I don't think you even want to make it a 70. I mean, I'm in the hearing loss industry. I see the
Hmm.
elderly, and man, it's a struggle. It's a struggle being elderly. So take action as young as possible. Get focused.
Hmm.
You can do a little bit of partying, but not too much because,
Yeah.
man. And to be honest, when I had my daughter, that just gave me like the push that I needed. Like a lot of
Hmm.
people say, don't get a girl pregnant.
Yeah.
Don't be starting a family so young, this and that. But if I didn't have my daughter, to be honest, I don't know where I would be.
Right.
Because I used to like to party when I was 18. I used to go to South Central.
Yeah.
Grab my little,
Man,
I don't know if you remember those tall cans called juice.
Oh yeah, those
juice,
wrong ones.
or the
Yeah.
Four Locos.
Oh yeah.
Oh man, those are the worst. But when you're 18, who cares? You know?
Yeah.
But yeah, yeah. So that gave me a responsibility right there, and I was like, you know what, I'm
Yeah.
committed. I'm gonna raise my daughter good, and I'm gonna be successful no matter what.
But I agree, man. Taking massive action, and not only that, but like just focusing on making more money. It's not even about saving money. It's about making more money because like sometimes you could be saving on a Starbucks or
Mhm.
whatever, but how much is a Starbucks for 100 years? It's only like 100,000. Just figure out the way to make a couple 100,000.
Yeah,
You don't have to cut on the gym. You don't have to cut on food. It's not about saving. It's about making and
yeah,
investing in yourself. And this way you can
correct.
make more and more money and live the lifestyle that you want.
Yeah, yeah. Like
I
Grant
mean,
says, you
yeah,
gotta make it, keep it, and multiply it.
exactly.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
like it.
Which those are pretty hard to do, but you gotta learn, right? You
Yeah.
gotta learn all that stuff and get mentors
Mm-hmm.
for making money. That's sales.
Mm-hmm.
Then investing, either whether it's in your business or yourself,
Mm-hmm.
your personal growth. We invest in mentors,
Mm-hmm.
investing into your business, social media marketing to bring in more
Mm-hmm.
clients. Then eventually you can multiply it,
Yep.
right, with investments, with the correct investments or the correct people, right? So
Perfect.
it's good stuff, man.
Well, it was great having you. Thank you so much for
Uh,
I mean spending
no,
over
my
an
pleasure,
hour.
my pleasure, brother.
Yeah.
Anytime.
Can you tell here the audience where can they find you?
Yeah, yeah. The best place to find me would be on my personal social media page, which is the
Mm-hmm.
underscore Chris Medina. So I'm pretty much there on TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, and then we also got the Making Feria page. That one's
Mm-hmm.
Making Feria underscore Inc. So, but definitely add me on the underscore Chris Medina.
Mm-hmm.
If you guys have any questions about, making feria, opening a business, that's kind of what I'm leaning towards helping people with right now. And yeah, man.
Yeah, so follow this guy. We're gonna put the description here on the bottom or on the top. Just follow the underscore Chris Medina in all social media forms. And yeah, thank you for being here on the Limitless CEO podcast. And
Woo!
stay tuned for more.
Limitless CEO, baby. Let's go. Puro para arriba.
Let's get it.